Welcome and thank you all for joining us for today's talk. This is DMAS's 2025 quarterly spring presentation on EVV compliance. This presentation is intended to help educate attendants, so if you know an attendant, please share this recording with them for their benefit. To introduce myself, my name is Matthew, and I'm the Quality Engagement Coordinator, or just a fancy way of saying that I create and present trainings with the Department of Medical Assistance Services, better known as DMAS, for the community to stay informed on any updates and processes the state has for the consumer-directed service model of care. As a reminder, and as always, I will share our email at the end of this presentation for you to send any personal questions you may have in regards to consumer-directed services. Okay, so we have a lot to go over, so let's get started. Why are we here? We're here to educate and update attendants and the community on EVV compliance and how to properly enter shifts when caring for a Medicaid member under the consumer-directed service model of care. On today's agenda, we'll go over roles and responsibilities, what is EVV compliance, how to be compliant, also how to enter shifts, go over a quick review, and as always, I'll provide some resources for you to use at the end of this presentation. First up, roles and responsibilities. First, we'll go over the attendant. The attendant is a person who provides personal care or support for the Medicaid individual. The attendant is the person hired by the employer of record, or better known as the EOR. The attendant is responsible for clocking in and out on time using state-approved methods such as the EVV mobile app or interactive voice response, or IVR, phone system when starting and ending their shift. This ensures timely pay and shift accuracy. Next up, we have the employee of record, or EOR. This is the person who performs the functions of the employer in the consumer-directed services model of care. This person is responsible for ensuring the attendant is registered and submits their time correctly to comply with the state regulations. They also approve shifts within 2 business days for the attendant. To note, the EOR may be the individual enrolled in the waiver. To continue the EOR's roles and responsibilities, they include recruiting, interviewing, hiring, training, directing, and supervising all attendants. They are also responsible for firing attendant if necessary, making schedules and tasks to be completed by each attendant, as well as ensure the attendant uses an approved electronic visit verification or EVV method to submit their shifts. This includes the EVV app and the IVR phone system. To note, the EOR is the attendant's employer. DMAS, service facilitators, FEAs such as CDCN and PPL are not the employer. Now, moving on to the plan of care. The plan of care form is used to identify the amount of time the attendant is needed to assist the member with daily tasks. For example, the time and tasks identified on this plan for a Tuesday should reflect timed work and tasks performed by the attendant on that same day at the end of their shift. Again, these methods include the EVV app as well as the IVR phone system. This form is used to help provide the best possible care for the Medicaid member. And since the writing is small, I did want to give some examples of the tasks performed during a shift, and these include ADLs, which stands for Activities of Daily Living. This can include assisting eating, grooming, as well as turning and changing the position of the member, as well as IADLs, which stands for Instrumental Activities of Daily Living. These can include cleaning areas used by the participants, shopping and listing supplies, as well as transporting to medical appointments. Just a reminder, although the attendant works for the individual should not ask the attendant to do work outside of the scope of this plan of care form. The attendant hours and schedule must match this form. Please see the EOR for a copy of the Plan of Care form if you do not already have one. If so, please ensure that this form is in the member's home at all times. What is EVV compliance? We can easily define what EVV compliance is through the 21st Century Cures Act. The 21st Century Cures Act mandates states to implement electronic visit verification, or EVV, for Medicaid personal care services, including those provided under Virginia's Consumer Directed, or CD, services model. So how do we define EVV? Well, we define it as a system that verifies the delivery of home health and personal care services, ensuring that members receive the care they're authorized for. EVV systems use technology to document shifts, tasks, and the individuals involved. To note, continued noncompliance can result in your member being removed from consumer-directed services. As a reminder, again, the attendant is responsible for clocking in and out in real time each shift by either the EVV mobile app or IVR phone system. With that being said, how can you maintain compliance? Let's go over some compliance methods. We touched on them briefly in previous slides, but here's where I would like to go into a little bit more detail in regards to how to be compliant. There are currently two methods to maintain compliance in Virginia for non-living attendants, or the attendants who do not live in the same household as the member who is receiving the personal care, and three approved methods for live-ins, or for attendants who do live in the same house as the member who is receiving the personal care. As previously stated, the non-living attendant is defined as the person who does not live with the Medicaid member they are providing personal care for. Their approved shift submittal methods include the EVV app as well as the IVR phone system. On the other hand, the live-in attendant, who is defined as the person who does live with the Medicaid member they are providing personal care for, and their approved shift submittal methods include the EVV app, the IVR phone system, as well as the web portal. Now let's get into shift entries, specifically the EVV app. For the first shift entry walkthrough, we'll start with the FEA CDCN, or Consumer Direct Care Network. Their EVV app is called CareAttend. For an easy and simple way to enter shifts under CDCN, download the CareAttend app and submit shifts using your mobile device as pictured here. For more extensive guide, as well as how-tos, which include how to download, how to get started, how to enter, as well as how to submit shifts, please visit their site at www.consumerdirectva.com/training-materials. And don't worry, if you do not have a mobile device, I will share how to get one at the end of the presentation. The next FEA we would like to highlight is PPL. Their EVV app is called Time for Care. For an easy and simple way to enter shifts under PPL, download their EVV app, again called Time for Care, and submit shifts using your mobile device, again pictured here. For a more extensive guide, as well as other how-tos, which include how to get set up, how to enter, submit shifts, as well as any other questions you may have in regards to their EVV app, you can visit their site at pplfirst.com/our-services/time4care. And again, if you do not have a mobile device, I will share how to get one at the end of this presentation. If you prefer calling in, opposed to using the EVV app on your phone, I'd like to go over the shift entry for the IVR phone system. The first FEA we'll start with is CDCN. To submit a shift using their IVR phone system, you can call 877-532-8537. And for Spanish-speaking callers, they can be reached at 855-581-0509. For any frequently asked questions or if you're stuck on a step using the CDCN IVR phone system, please use the link below to troubleshoot the issue. That link is www.consumerdirectva.com/training-materials. And for the final FEA, we'll discuss PPL's IVR phone system, and they can be reached at 833-278-3959. And again, for any frequently asked questions, or if you're stuck on a step using the PPL IVR phone system, please use the link below to troubleshoot that issue. And again, that link is ppl first.com/wp-content/uploads/20255/03/how-2-use-pp-ls-telephony-system.pdf. Now, I know I went through a lot of information there. Luckily, I did put together a brief review on some of the highlighted information that I just went over. Now, attendants, your role is to care for the Medicaid member and are responsible for entering shifts in real time. The EORs, they assist the attendant to ensure compliance using the plan of care form that we previously talked about, as well as the EOR manual for reference. Remember, the EOR is responsible for approving your shift within 2 business days. To note, continued noncompliance may result in the member's removal from consumer-directed services. To stay in compliance, you can use the EVV app or the IVR phone system if you are a non-live-in. If you are a live-in or a person that lives in the same household as the member who is receiving personal care, you may use the web portal. If that gets confusing, just remember, to be safe, use the EVV app or the IVR phone system to enter in your daily shifts. On behalf of the Department of Medical Assistance Services, I would like to say thank you all for joining me today. But before I let you go, as promised, I do have some resources for you. If you have any questions that I haven't answered today, or any future questions, please email us at cdattendantinfo@dmas.virginia.gov. All trainings, including this one, as well as future trainings, will be available at www.dmas.virginia.gov/for-providers/lawn-term-care/waivers. The EOR manual, which I was referring to in the previous slides, holds vital information about roles, responsibilities, and other information. This is available at www.dmas.virginia.gov/media/3868/employer-of-record-manual-august-2021.pdf. Now, I know that's a long URL, so if you type in EOR manual at dmas.virginia.gov, that should also bring you directly to that link. For EVV guides and how-tos, please visit CDCN's website at www.consumerdirectva.com/training-materials. And if you're under PPL, visit their website at pplfirst.com/our-services/time4care. For those of you who do not have a phone to access the EVV app or IVR phone system to stay compliant, we have resources to help. If you're under fee-for-service, we partner through Access Wireless at 1-888-900-5899, as well as Assurance Wireless at 1-888-321-5880, and finally SafeLink Wireless at 1-800-378-1684. Now, if you're under an MCO, you can reach them directly at Aetna's number 1-855-652-8249, or Centera's number at 1-877-719-7358, or Melina's number at 1-800-424-4518, or United's number at 1-877-775-1534, and finally at Anthem's number at 1-800-331-1476. Again, I want to thank you all for listening to DMAS's quarterly spring 2025 training. We will update on everyone when the next live training events we do, so please be on the lookout for that. We look forward to seeing you all soon.